With all the other sounds up here, it's hard to hear the knocks, but I heard something sounding like a knock over here. Like a couple of different sounding tones of knocks even. I don't know if it picked it up on the video. Pretty cool. Get out here looking for Bigfoot up here. I know there's some around, no doubt. No doubt. Not far from here is where I had my first childhood sighting, so I mean it makes a lot of sense. There's been recently reported sightings also on this ridge, so wouldn't be too much of a surprise or shock. I know when the Star Wars movie came out, this place was someplace of an intriguing area because they had these big radar domes and big towers and lights and everything. It kind of looked like Star Wars when I was a kid back in the 70s and would come up here. Really cool, really. Let's see. Let's do this. Now, let's fire up. See what we can see. Heck yeah, man. Let's do this. Yippee! Here we go. If I don't drive off the mountaintop, looks like somebody did right there. Woo! That'd be scary. A long ways down. A long ways down. This was a Confederate high ground during the siege of Knoxville during the Civil War. There's trench lines that run along the ridge that you can still find. There's been artifacts that's been found up here. There's actually been a cave that was discovered back in the 70s, I guess, that they said they sealed up with concrete, keep kids from getting in it, that kids found that had Civil War artifacts inside of it, and apparently 2 wounded soldiers that had crawled up inside of it and had died basically with their weapons and equipment, muskets and pistols. So a lot of neat history up here, really. I mean, it's not that great of an area, but it's enough of an area with the train yard down below for the Bigfoot to come right in, and you can see it's just nothing but woods. And right here in the city, this is the city of Knoxville. That's Knoxville right there, like literally right there. My seatbelt's beeping at me. Yeah, I mean, so growing up, this area, you know, hiking, you know, coming up here was a great escapism from the inner city projects and the violence, the crime, the storied history. We used to say there's a general buried there, Confederate general, but I don't know. I guess it's whoever that gets the name from Sharp's Ridge or something. I don't know. That's just the old, you know, kid lore, basically. Just what us kids would call it. There's the city lights of Knoxville. I'm not going to put my seatbelt on right now in case I have to jump out real quick. Go chase a Bigfoot. I did smell a dog smell up here, like a wild dog musky odor. It was crazy. Like, you can't make this stuff up, really. I mean, you could, but why? Why, you know? Why would you? Let me roll this window down. Had it up earlier. Well, somebody ran off the road right there. Yee! That's straight down from up here. When I was a kid, I got to climb up in this fire tower that's up here. That's a big television tower there, but the fire ranger's house is right up there. Come up here and hike up top of the ridge and explore around. It's quite a bit different up here at night. That's towards the north side of the city, looking off there. don't know if you can quite see it in the dark, but yeah. Hear a train in the distance. A lot of trains, you know, this train yard right here is where they come in and work on the trains to fix them. Now they've got trails and mountain bike trails all over up here. It's just right around. I did smell an odor in 2 different places up here. Kind of interesting enough. Oh, that's my phone that's emitting that infrared light, that purple light. It's reflecting off the inside of the windscreen. Isn't that nice? People probably don't know that their phones emit invisible light all the time. See there? Whee! It's not a orb or an artifact. It's just a purple light. Daggum. I was going to try to get back down here where I had that smell encounter. I smelled it back there briefly. Heard some kind of vocalizations that sounded like dogs barking, so probably just barking dogs, I guess, but you never know. You never know up here. There's another one of the towers here. Now you can see why as a kid, you know, the radar domes and stuff, it would remind a person of Star Wars or something. Like Hoth or something. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, let's take a look here a second. I'm just out having fun now. At this point, I'm just on the way home, and the interstate was closed, so it's like, daggone, man, who closed the interstate tonight? Yeah, so right here, you know, not far from my Bigfoot sighting and encounter, that's the city of Knoxville. So that's the downtown proper city, but you get 20 minutes in any direction from here, and I mean, you're in totally wilderness areas, actually. Totally wild, you know. Totally wild to stop and think about it. There's flashing blue lights in the distance where they closed Interstate 275, and see where it's closed off at. I come down through here and it's like, crap. I guess I'll go up on Sharps Ridge then. Here I am. Here we be. Yeah, you can see why this place would remind a kid of Star Wars, you know. Dun, 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 dun. Kind of like a rebel base on, what was that planet that they had in Return of the Jedi? Can't even think right now. Endor, it's like Planet Endor or something up here. It's like you just expect, with all these lights and towers and stuff, you expect to see something like a some kind of like a Imperial shuttle to land or something up here. Dun, 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 dun. There goes some drug dealing thugs. Wouldn't you know it? Freaking drug dealing thugs, man. People just up here to party and trash the place. Might take some images and make some Star Wars scenery out of this. That'd be pretty cool, actually. Take some screenshots of it, take some image captures. Take a selfie and put myself in it with Darth Vader. Yeah. Look at that. That is cool, man. And big radar domes, radar dishes. There's a great big one over on the other side from here. Satellites. I guess there are more satellites, but that tower And he goes way on up. When we was kids, we'd come up here, and I'd have these reoccurring nightmares that that tower was going to fall on top of us, because we just lived down below it. When you stand up here, you used to kind of walk right up to it before all this concertina wire and fencing. You could walk right up to it and touch it and stand under it and look straight up. The clouds moving over would make it look like it was swaying back and forth, like it was falling. Oh man, it'd give you a heart-stopping moment, you know, as a kid. Just the thrill, the excitement of it, you know. It's kind of cool, kind of fun. Having flashbacks from my childhood memories. Let's see. Yeah. Those lights flashing there on the other side of the Tennessee River from here. Cherokee Bluffs. And there's Bigfoot over there. Had a sighting of one at the other Civil War fort. So basically this was like Longstreet and his bunch of people that were in here surrounding Knoxville during the siege, during the Civil War. And they had artillery positions overlooking the city, but they couldn't really get into the city from this side. They actually attacked from the other side, come across the river, and tried to take a couple of the Union forts over there. There's Fort Higley, Fort Stanley, Fort Dickerson, and there's one other, I can't remember what its name is, but they're all on that other side of the river where them lights are flashing at. There's native burial mounds right down there as well, which I believe they're actually Bigfoot mounds, but you know, nothing historical or anything, nothing of any significance or importance. They just bulldozed over top of them and built a university school there. Dun, 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 dun. I don't guess they'll copyright my poor singing. They might. Disney come after me talking about Star Wars. Can't talk about something you used to love. And yeah, now everybody's coming up here. Daggone, I'm getting out of here. Too many other people. Good thing I called that Bigfoot up there. Them people up there partying, they're going to be in the shock of their life if I called a Bigfoot in on them up here. They're going to be thinking they're really high. They're going to think they're really drunk and seeing stuff. That's different. There used to be a driveway up there. I guess it's, looks like it's closed off. Used to go up to that other tower there or something, I don't know. Crazy. There's a bunch of kudzu right down here. Perfect place for a Bigfoot to hide and get up inside of. And on the other side there used to be a bunch of springs over there. Just a perfect habitation area right here in the city of Knoxville. Like wild dogs and deer, and I mean probably coyotes too now that's moved in. I don't ever remember in my childhood ever having coyotes here, but you never know. We got attacked by a pack of wild dogs. Oh, here's that road that goes up. There's that road. That road used to terrify me just to walk up it as a kid. I mean, it is like straight up. It don't even do it justice to look at it. Like when you drive up it, it feels like you're going to fall backwards. We used to talk about that would be the ultimate road to come up here and go sledding. This is a path we'd come up. Me and my mother and I, when we'd walk the ridge, we'd take a shortcut, climb over the top of the ridge to go to Kmart over on Broadway. There's a road way down there at the bottom. It's way on up here. I don't know the elevation. It's not the tallest peak in Knox County, but it's one of them. I think the tallest one's called House Mountain. That's probably the second highest point here in the city. That's why they built all these TV towers up there. Put them up there on top of the ridge. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the brief tour and the fun moment here. Well, I wish you could see back up in there. It's just dark. I mean, talk about a place to hide. You go up there and never be found, really, right in the middle of town, right in the middle of everybody. All right, guys. Well, God bless you all, and look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Yippee! Talk to you all later. See ya. Bye-bye. Bigfoot's in your garbage cans. You think it's a big raccoon. Oh my goodness. People don't even know. Don't even realize. Neighborhood watch. That's a neighborhood watch sign right there. That's funny because Bigfoot's watching your neighborhoods. Bigfoot in the hood. He's an OG. There's a railroad track, so I mean, you know, Bigfoot, all he has to do is hop a train, go right through the neighborhood. We'll go up old Lee Harvey Oswald Road here. Old Oswald. Trying to get around where they've closed off this interstate. This is one of the places I grew up, right here where I found my first arrowhead, was in this house here. I don't know who these people are that live there now, but they live there now. Somebody. Whole bunches of people, it looks like. Yeah. Got them a swing set and, or what is that? Trampoline. I've not been out here in years. All this is new to me. There's a bunny rabbit out in the street. Right over here on this other, about a block away from here, they found a Spanish conquistador helmet and sword, these two boys. And they took it home, and one of the boys' father said, "You take that back where you got it from." And they said, "Well, Dad, you know, we found it. We dug it up in the back of the creek bank, and I'm sure it was from the native Indian raid over on the Little Tennessee, where there was rumored that a Spanish galleon had ran aground on a sand bank and was attacked by a bunch of Indians here. And so they probably carried this stuff over here, because about 2 blocks over there is where where they found that stuff. But right back there, behind where my dad lived, is where I found my first arrowhead. Jumping across a creek, I turned over a leaf, and it was underneath the leaf, and I found out it was probably a knife blade from the woodland period of time. And my dad, he'd give me what was called clay marbles, these Indian marbles that he would find back when he would mow the grass in the backyard there. So there was probably either a village site or the city had filled in kind of a low area with just a bunch of rubble, and they probably brought it, the dirt dump truck loads from someplace else, and dumped it in there. Or it could just be originally Native American. We never did figure out which was which, but there was a lot of artifacts right there, and it's right at a convergence of like two streams. One of them's a spring that comes off the ridge. So this is the elementary school I went to, Lincoln Park. Had lots of memories there. That's the gymnasium, played football and ran around the backside of the building. Ran track as a kid. We had an old school bus driver. She'd drive down this road at about 60 miles an hour, and we'd all hit these bumps and go over these city street hills here like mogul mounds, and it would launch you into the air off your seat. Every day was like a dangerous thrill ride on the way home, adrenaline rush at the end of the day. Hitting all these bumps and jumps and stuff, 60 miles an hour. Just absolutely crazy. It's a wonder we even survived our childhood, to be honest. And you can see these hills. Imagine hitting this in a school bus about 60 miles an hour. Woo! Top that hill, and then come down, hit the next big hill. Just like a ski jump. One hill to the next. Yeah, lots of history over here. Lots of history. Right back there was a house my girlfriend lived in from the 2nd grade. I had 7 girlfriends then. That's where one of them lived. The one that I liked the best, that I remember the most. Yeah, and she happens to be black, so everybody used to tease me as having a black girlfriend, but I didn't care. We loved each other. That's all that mattered. She was a doll, too. Her name was Felicia. Never forgot her. Right over here is where they found that Confederate burial and cave. These kids were picking blackberries, and they felt cold air over here one summer coming out of the ground. They looked down, found a small opening, crawled back inside of it, and found a cave somewhere. But it's since been sealed up. I'm sure there's probably a newspaper article about it or something. There's the north side of Knoxville. Yeah. This is like, she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Used to think of that old song, you know. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home to the place where I belong. West Virginia. We used to walk this bridge and go down to the convenience store all the time. Yeah, a lot of memories. A lot of old memories. Tons of fun over here. First Bigfoot sighting happened right back over there. So, yeah, there ain't no Bigfoot around here. There ain't no Bigfoot in Knoxville, Tennessee. Nah. No, they still have sightings over here. I met a man today that told me that, like literally, at McKay's bookstore. He literally told me, he said, yeah, most recent report of a sighting he's heard about was on Sharp's Ridge. I said, huh, that's where I had my first childhood sighting back in 1976. Imagine that. Star Wars, you know, going up on the ridge in the 70s back then. After their first Star Wars movie came out, going up to them TV tower stations and pretending that there were like Chewbacca and all the cast of characters running around, you know, thinking, well, it's just my imagination. That sighting you saw of something that can cloak, you didn't really see a Bigfoot, you just thought you did. That's just a playful imagination of a child or something, you know. You just imagine you saw that. Yeah, I mean, that's what your parents tell you. There's no such thing. Bigfoot's not real. And it took me till, I guess, 40 years later to make a final paradigm shift sighting, finally make the discovery that changed my mind about it being a bear or something else explainable, when I found the dermal ridges that had, you know, mammal that walked upright, has dermal ridges in the feet. Well, it couldn't be but a human or some other primate. So I knew right then that it couldn't be a bear. No bears have dermal ridges in their feet. No other mammals have dermal ridges. Only two species, humans, and of course they consider us to be primates too, but just humans and other primates like great apes have dermal ridges in their feet. We have them when we're actually born in our feet before we get fingerprints in our fingertips. So kind of interesting, kind of cool. Dun, 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 dun. I'm traveling back, trying to work my way around and get around this closed interstate. They must be doing some kind of bridge work or something, I don't know. Have to have it shut down. Doing some kind of construction on it, I guess, or something, paving it or something, I don't know. But I guess I'm just gonna cruise on up. Really, you think about those railroad tracks and how they come around to that depot repair station on the back side there. I think it's Norfolk Southern, I'm not sure, the railroad, but I think they have a place over there. All these trains coming through town, the train tracks are just right over there that cross over and go into town from the north side. And over near where I had the siding at Fort Dickerson, there's train tracks right there too. So I mean, it kind of makes you form a hypothesis or a theory to test and look at different avenues or corridors or methods of travel that they have at their disposal. I mean, they could easily jump on a train and be 30 miles from here in a matter of minutes, really. Heck, they could probably run that distance in an hour. I mean, easily. I mean, I clocked one at almost 40 miles an hour, I would say, just from estimate of my speed and distance and its speed and distance that it traveled compared to the distance that I traveled and my speed. So yeah, I'd say one could be 30 miles away in an hour. Ain't no human gonna run that fast, that's for sure. People are like, well, how can something so big eat enough to survive? Well, objects in motion stay in motion. You know, it's like a natural law of physics or something. Crap.